Writing section.
Now listen to part of a lecture on the topic you just read about.
So, often in science, proponents of new technologies get excited and overlook other options. Take the problem of the hydrogen fuel cell car as a solution to the problems associated with climate change. It is now generally accepted that burning oil and other fossil fuels causes gases to be released into the atmosphere. Cars and other vehicles are major producers of greenhouse gases. And we also know that as these gases build up, they act like a greenhouse, raising the Earth's temperature. Changes in the climate have already resulted in the melting of glaciers in Greenland, and that means we may witness a rise in sea level. You may have heard about hydrogen fuel cell technology as a solution to this problem. However, you should know, proponents overemphasize the benefits of this technology. In fact, there are better ways to approach the problem of climate change that will bring more immediate benefits and are less costly. First, let's look at the problems with hydrogen fuel cell technology. Supporters estimate that with investment now, industry could have hydrogen cars on the road in 10 or 15 years. Well, that's too long if you're talking about making an impact in reducing greenhouse gases. It is a misdirection of resources. We need to cut greenhouse gases quickly, and this can be done by increasing fuel efficiency now. For example, industry already is producing hybrid gasoline-electric cars. We have them already, and with more support from government and the public, they could be the standard. Presently, these cars give off 30 to 50% less greenhouse gas than gasoline-only vehicles. But here, listen to this. With advances in the technology, a new generation of hybrids will run on ethanol gasoline blends that cut greenhouse gas emissions down to 1/10 of what hybrids today produce. The change is huge, and it can happen quickly. If you're going to invest in research and development, you'll get more for your money with ethanol blend hybrids, and the results for the environment will come sooner. Secondly, supporters of the hydrogen car are too optimistic about the development of a supporting infrastructure. They wildly underestimate the costs. An important study showed that it would cost over $500 billion to create a hydrogen infrastructure for just 40% of light vehicles, and that's assuming more cars don't end up on the road. Okay, so this gets worse. Another study showed that it would cost $20 billion to supply just 2% of the cars with hydrogen by 2020. That's after you paid for the infrastructure. Besides, where does the hydrogen come from? It has to be made by burning fossil fuels. So while supporters may say hydrogen burns clean in your car, they are telling only half the story. A lot of greenhouse gases are created to make that hydrogen for your car. There are also costs associated with adopting hybrids and using more ethanol. Ethanol requires special storage and delivery that costs money too, but current estimates are much lower than those for hydrogen.
Summarize the points made in the lecture you just heard, explaining how they contradict points made in the reading.